Hey everyone. So if you're trying to break into the world of AI right now, you're probably swimming in hype. But what are the skills that employers actually want to see on a resume? Today, we're going to cut through all that noise and build a real-world blueprint for an AI career based on what hiring managers are saying right now.
Okay, let's just get right to it. The big question, right? Is being a prompt engineering wizard enough to land a job? I mean, it's a skill that gets a ton of buzz, but what companies are actually looking for, well, it's a bit more than that. They're not just looking for people who can use AI.
This quote right here gets straight to the heart of it. The market isn't really looking for people who can just have a good chat with an AI. It's looking for people who can take these incredible tools and actually construct something useful with them. The key word you got to remember is builder. So what we're going to do here is map out that entire journey from just being a user of AI to becoming a real AI builder and then ultimately an architect. It's a huge shift in how you think, moving from just consuming AI to actively creating with it. Every builder needs a solid foundation, right? Before you can start building AI solutions, you have to understand your core materials. And in this world, that foundation is what we'll call practical AI literacy. Oh, and it also includes this crucial meta skill, adaptability, because, the materials are always changing. Now, this does not mean you need a PhD in machine learning. Not at all. It just means having a real, practical handle on what today's AI can do and, just as important, what it can't do. It's about knowing when to reach for a large language model versus, say, a computer vision model. It's about picking the right tool for the job. And look, these are not just buzzwords to throw around in an interview. These are the actual mechanics. For instance, if you understand tokens and context windows, you know how much info a model can even handle at one time. Knowing what fine-tuning means tells you how to make a general model into a specialist. Grasping these things proves you can look under the hood and figure out why something isn't working. So, let's come back to that first question we asked. Prompting is absolutely essential, but it's not a special skill anymore. It's the new baseline. It's table stakes. The real game has moved way beyond just writing one clever prompt. It's now about architecting reliable, repeatable AI workflows. And this is the key difference. See, a casual user writes a single prompt. A builder designs a whole system. They chain prompts together, they use system instructions to steer the AI's personality and behavior, they add constraints to get consistent results, and, maybe most importantly, they build in checks to actually verify that the output is any good. Okay, so we've got our foundation poured. Now it's time to actually fill up that toolkit. These are the hands-on skills you need to get your hands dirty and start building stuff. This right here, this is the skill that draws a clear line in the sand. Basic programming. You do not need to be a senior software engineer, but knowing a language like Python is what lets you go from just using AI in a chat window to actually deploying it. It's how you hook into an AI's API, automate things, and weave its intelligence into a real application. This quote highlights such a fundamental truth about AI in the real world. It's so easy to get hypnotized by the fancy models, but in most industries, the biggest roadblock isn't the AI itself. It's the messy, unstructured, just plain difficult data you have to feed it. And that's exactly why these skills are so valuable. The ability to go out and collect data, clean it up, give it some structure. Whether you're using Python libraries like Pandas, writing SQL, or you're just a master of spreadsheets, being able to tame messy data makes you absolutely essential to an AI team. Finally, a builder's got to know the landscape. You don't have to be a master of every single tool on this list, but you do need to understand what they're for. Knowing why a team might use Hugging Face, or what a vector database is, or how a tool like LangChain helps connect all the AI pieces together, that shows you're fluent in the ecosystem. All right, we have our foundation and we have our tools. Now, let's level up our thinking. This next set of skills is what separates a builder, who just assembles the parts, from an architect, who designs the entire system with a strategic vision and can actually explain that vision to other people. This kind of system thinking is one of the most valuable skills out there. Let's make it concrete with this example of an AI medical scribe. See, it's not just one big AI model, it's a whole system. You've got one part that handles speech recognition, another part that summarizes it, a third part that validates the output, and a fourth part that deals with the user interface and storage. An architect is the person who designs that entire flow. Okay, listen up, because this might be the single biggest opportunity for you. If you're already an expert in something like finance or law or healthcare, adding these AI builder skills makes your value just skyrocket. You become that critical bridge between the cool new tech and the real-world business problems that actually need solving. And this chart just lays it out, crystal clear. Being an AI user is pretty much the new minimum. Being an AI generalist, that's valuable for sure. But an AI expert who also has deep knowledge of a specific industry, that combination is the holy grail. It's exactly what companies are desperate to find. You know, an architect is ultimately on the hook if their building has flaws. It's exactly the same with AI. These systems make mistakes all the time. So the ability to critically look at what an AI spits out, to measure its accuracy, and to build in safeguards to catch those errors, that's totally non-negotiable, especially in high-stakes fields like medicine or finance. Okay, let's pull all these pieces together. We've covered the foundation, the tools, and that strategic mindset. So, what does the final blueprint for success really look like? And as we just talked about with the architect's mindset, this brings us to a huge human skill. You can build the most brilliant AI system in the world, but if you can't clearly explain what it does, what its limits are, and why it actually matters to the business, you're not going to get very far. Strong communication is the glue that holds all of this together. And this brings us right back to that critical meta skill we mentioned at the very beginning. The AI landscape is just changing at a dizzying pace. Seriously, the tools we talked about today might be old news in a year. So the real core skill here is adaptability, the raw ability to constantly learn and evolve right along with the technology. So when you strip everything else away, when you boil it all down, it really comes down to a simple 3-layer blueprint. This is a really elegant way to think about your own journey. And here it is, the final blueprint. Layer 1, can you use the AI tools effectively? That's your foundation. Layer 2, can you build something new with them? That's where you start creating real value. And layer 3, can you apply what you built to solve a real, actual business problem? The truth is, most candidates stop at layer 1. The huge opportunity is in layers 2 and 3. So we end right where we started, but hopefully with a totally new perspective. The whole journey is about moving up through those 3 layers, from simply using the tools to building with them, and finally applying them to solve problems that matter. So the question isn't just, do I know how to use AI? It's a much more important one. Are you happy just being a user, or are you ready to become a builder?